So, so I just wanted to do a little video about to talk about the book, basically. How did it come about? Why did I write it? What's included in it? That sort of thing. And basically, I was sat watching the Giro, I think it was last year, and I thought, do you know what? The Isle of Man needs a book about cycling that is written in the style of a cycling race. It's not actually a race; it's more like a guide, and it's basically the book. It covers what I consider to be the 9 best routes on the island for cycling. Now, like on the road, and all of the routes are between 30 to 40 miles long, so they're suitable for beginners and would-be cyclists, cycle tourists. That's those kind of groups. Not really focused on the racing side, but people who race can use them as well. They could, if you do more than 30 or 40 miles in a ride, then you could easily combine two of the stages, because, so for example, the first 3 stages sort of start and finish or focus around Ramsey, and it sort of progresses down through the island to Peel, Castletown, and then on to Douglas, where it finishes. And it was a case of combining all of the things that you might see if you watch the Tour de France or the Giro, and the things like the historic locations that you go through, writing a little bit about them, combining that with the cycling element. So, for example, if you go, if you're on stage 2 and you're going through Laxey, you're obviously going to go and visit the wheel, but at the same time, if you're a cyclist, you need to know who Stuart Slack was, where his memorial bench is, and that he not only did he win the bronze medal for the island in the Commonwealth Games in 1958, but the year before he wrote the island's most loved folk song, which is the Laxey Wheel. So, little things like that needed to be included in the book. There's and basically it focuses around our top cyclists, the best routes on the island, the best roads. Stage 4, for example, you've got the Bracken Broom Road. If you're watching this and you know where that is, if you don't, you need to find out where it is, because it's a great little road. You've got the Slewallian Road in there, Ingebrek, and that sort of starts and finishes in Peel. 30-40 mile route, and it's a perfect little ride that anyone can do, really, especially with the quality of e-bikes now. And so I put it together. It's entirely self-published. I thought at the time, do I go through the full works and get it edited and that sort of thing? And I just figured, no, it's something that is in a way it's a personal thing, because I love cycling, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of cycling, and I know there's a lot of people on the island who get a lot of enjoyment out of it. But also there's people who might come to the island and if they were to find the book on Amazon, know about the book, then they can use that as a guide. And doing the YouTube, and there's a Pinterest page with photos, that again was just off the back of, I need to link in to, you can't put all the roads, photographs of all the roads in the book, because of the printing costs and that sort of thing. It's not so easy on Kindle either for your ebook. So having it link into a Pinterest page and a YouTube, like a YouTube channel, it just sort of gives the reader something then to visualise, to see what the island has to offer, and hopefully if a few people pick it up, it might sway their opinion as to why they should come and visit the island. If locals were to pick it up, then they can say, well, they might look at it and say, well, I've never cycled on the Rendu Road up near Derby. I didn't know that existed. For example, last year I found a couple of roads down south that I never knew existed. So little things like that could be useful for others. And as I say, it's got the lyrics of the Laxey Wheel in there. There's a poem by Wordsworth. It's combined as much as I could find to sort of link into the places that we were going through in this ride, but also showcasing not only the road, like the best roads, but like giving a little bit of information on them, like the elevation gain and the percentages of the gradient and that sort of thing. And then on top of that, you've got for the top ranked cyclists like Mark Cavendish and Peter Kenyick, you've got their Palmares, their career achievements in there. So it basically brings it all together into one package that says to somebody who might be in Manchester that's maybe never cycled outside of that area, away from the Pennines, they can pick up this book, have a read, and they might think, well, the Isle of Man is so close, I can get on the boat, get up to Asia and get on the boat. Let's take the bike over, and whether they do a solo trip or whether they get a couple of mates, family, whatever it be, it's just a dead easy sort of thing to do. And personally, I think I'm surprised it's not really been done before. I know that there are some guides to cycling on the Isle of Man, but this guide sort of covers the whole of the island and the best of the road and that sort of thing. And this is the kind of thing that if the tourist board were to get on board with, or the cycling association, you could really build this up into something more now than what it is now. I'm not really suggesting that's what should happen, but I've just done it off because I enjoy cycling. I wanted to put it together, but it really could be something that if it was sort of done in the right way, or promoted in the right way, which obviously I can only do so much myself, it could be a good thing for the island, especially in terms of, as well, we have obviously the TT, but in terms of the fact that we have Mark Cavendish as like the most famous cyclist, British cyclist in the Tour de France, alongside maybe obviously Froome and Bradley Wiggins over the last 10-15 years, it feels like it's something that we should be doing more about. And at the same time as well, we have Millie Robinson, who was the first British winner of the Tour de France. Again, it's something that we should be doing more about to promote that. Oncombe Park, I know it's there for it's used for stock car racing now, but it was originally a cycle track, and it was the world's first ever banked cycle track, opened by Reg Harris, who was the sprint champion at the time. And there were cyclists. There were going to be cyclists out there who are interested in that sort of thing. So that's kind of I think we should be selling that more. That's basically how I feel on it. So anyway, that's just a little bit of background on the book. Probably rambled on a little bit there, but for anyone that does pick it up or has read it, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you find it useful. And if you haven't, the links are all over this channel, and you can maybe have a look at some point on Amazon, and see if you can use it for your own needs, or for friends or family's needs, that sort of thing. So okay.